Greetings and peace and love, everybody. Back at you with another episode. On this particular episode, I'm going to be talking about wheat. Very interesting topic. I'm going to be talking about wheat. And I'm going to talk about wheat from a perspective that, most of you probably have never heard. Now, most of you, if you look at your standard American diet, your sad-ass American diet, if you look at it, they always tell you wheat is so good for you, you get all these nutrients, you need wheat. It's like an essential part of your diet, right? Like, that's what they tell you, it's fundamental. Well, that's a part of a conspiracy. I like to call it the wheat conspiracy. And basically, that's really pretty much based upon the fact that they can produce wheat a lot easier and a lot faster. It's readily available, so therefore they promote it as the best grain. And that's not the case. Wheat is definitely not the best grain. Now, what I want to do here on this video is I want to kind of like break down, just go into a little bit of history first of all about wheat, and kind of like show and prove that, in the beginning times or whatever, most of the humans on this planet did not consume meat. Like, if you research, like, scientists have researched this, like if you go back like as far as even 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 years ago, humans didn't eat wheat. Like, wheat was not something that, or grain that was readily consumed by a bunch of humans. It was not something that was in our diet. Wheat is something that's been introduced to our diet. It's something that's new. Now, wheat creates like a protein that a lot of people are allergic from, and this protein is called wheat gluten. And basically, this wheat gluten turns into like carbohydrates. When you consume too much wheat and too much wheat gluten, it turns into carbohydrates, which basically turns into a bunch of sugar. It spikes your blood sugar pretty much. So you eat bread, you eat, like, say for instance in the morning, like a lot of people eat a lot of wheat and don't even realize it. You're eating cream of wheat in the morning, you're eating cereal that has wheat in it. Then in the afternoon you might eat a sandwich that has wheat, you eat your burger. And even if it's white bread, it doesn't matter. Just the fact that you're eating refined grains. So you're eating wheat, for a sandwich. Then at dinner time, you probably have your piece of chicken with a slice of bread on the side. Then you go to dessert, and your dessert is based in wheat, because it has flour, and all your cakes and stuff like that has flour in it. So people are eating a lot of wheat, an over amount of wheat, and that's why people have skin disorders, skin problems, they have skin allergies, because all of these things, skin allergies, go back to your blood. And when you eat too much wheat, it causes your blood to become toxic. So you start eating, you start eating all this sugar and stuff, and now your blood is toxic, so now it's manifesting in your skin. Because when your blood is toxic, your skin becomes toxic. And all of this is a result of wheat gluten, which turns into like mucus. So say for instance, you're eating a lot of wheat or whatever, and then now you're having excess mucus. And we all experience it. You have excess mucus and phlegm and stuff. And most people, they attribute that to being sick, or they start taking medicine and things like that. But when you really research diet, and you research food combinations, and you research how to eat, you'll find out that wheat is the result of a lot of people's excess mucus. Wheat is the result of a lot of people's respiratory issues that they're having. Excess mucus leads to arthritis. Wheat, I'm going to go into some of the diseases, matter of fact, before I shut this video down, just to kind of really break down and drive home the fact of how bad wheat really is. Like, all of these diseases are linked into wheat. We're talking arthritis. We're talking ear infections, sinus infections, asthma, mental issues, autoimmune disorders, mental issues. You hear this, people? Especially with people that are melanin dominant. Like, a lot of people that are melanin dominant don't realize they're eating all this wheat, and then they're wondering why a lot of people are schizophrenic, and a lot of people are just off mentally that, are melanin dominant. And melanin dominant people are supposed to be very intelligent, They're supposed to be the most intelligent beings on this planet, due to the fact that everything on this planet has melanin in it, and the most melanin dominant beings are supposed to be the most intelligent. But when you eat a bad diet, that all goes out the window. So it's not about how much melanin you have when you eat a bad diet. So a person that's melanin dominant can't get away with eating wheat, as much wheat as a person that's not. That's just a known fact. A person that's so-called albino or European or whatever, that person can consume more wheat because of the fact that more dairy products and stuff like that in general, just because of the makeup, the genetic makeup is different. So a lot of these diseases like diabetes, obesity, you notice that these are diseases that are dominant and mostly in the black community, because the black community not only are they melanin dominant, of course, in the black community, and they shouldn't be consuming wheat, but then not only that, but most black people eat more wheat anyway because it's more readily available. It's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? You go to the store, you see people get 2-3 loaves of bread and a little bit of food because people, they fill up off bread because it's something cheap to eat. It only costs $1 or $2. All this bread that's genetically modified, and it's cheap to eat, so people just eat it. When a real good thing of bread that's made from, like, because I'm going to get into some alternatives. So like a real good thing of bread or whatever that's made from like rice, I mean, that's going to cost you almost $10 for a good thing of bread that's really based in a grain that's more consumable to humans. Now, rice isn't the best grain, it isn't the best thing to be consuming either, because you have to boil it, of course, to consume it. Anything that you have to boil to consume is not necessarily good. Really, quinoa is what you're supposed to be consuming. That's the replacement for rice. Like, anytime I tell you you shouldn't be eating something, the thing with me is I'm not going to tell you you shouldn't be eating this, you shouldn't be eating that, and not give you a solution. So there's things that you can eat, you know what I'm saying, in exchange for the wheat. But really, you don't really need a lot of bread and grains and stuff like that, because the things that you're getting from it, you can get from other sources. So you really won't need as much of the wheat. Once you really wean yourself off of it, you're going to find that most people find they're really addicted to it because it turns into a sugar. So you really don't need as much of that. All your nervous conditions, your panic attacks, fatigue, like people get real tired, flu-like symptoms, cancer. You hear this? Cancer, people. All from eating wheat. All these diseases or whatever. So just want not to blow anybody's bubble, not to mess up anybody's day. Didn't want to really, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm not up here on a soapbox, you know what I'm saying? I'm really here to try to teach and educate people that are really concerned with their diet and trying to really rectify certain problems they're having with their diet. Wheat could be your enemy. That could be the thing that's really causing that cancer. You know what I'm saying? That could be the thing that's really causing that lupus, or causing you the reason why you cannot seem to lose any weight. Now, wheat is acidic, so it leads to disease. So I'm going to give you some replacements and things that you can eat instead of wheat, but I'm going to first tell you a lot of stuff that has wheat in it, so people can't get slow, because people try to act like they don't know, like, oh, how you know they have wheat in it? I'm going to let you know most of the stuff that has wheat in it. Now, you got your foods containing wheat are your breads, your pastas, your flour, like your tortillas and burritos, your cupcakes, unless specified otherwise, because there are tortillas that are not wheat-based. But you need to read the ingredients. Look at the ingredients. If you pick up some tortillas and the first thing on there is wheat, then and you know you're allergic to it, then you should go without it. Cookies, brownies, cakes, beer, pizza, sandwiches, cereal. All this stuff is wheat. All this stuff is wheat, and it leads to mucus. So if you want to eat something different than wheat, you know what I'm saying, in the morning, instead of eating cereal or whatever, get you some fruit. Get you some vegetables. Get you some quinoa. Get you some nuts. Those are the things that you're going to basically have to consume to be able to break yourself, so that you can break yourself from these toxic foods or whatever, like soy and wheat. All of this stuff, people, is basically a part of a conspiracy. It's being promoted so that it can make people slower, think slower, makes you not as sharp, you're not able to think as fast. So that's why they're able to get things over on you. People talking about the New World Order and a new currency and all these conspiracies, but they fail to realize they're going to be able to get this stuff over on most people because the way people eat. That's really the real life revolution, people. It's not about getting guns and you worrying about them taking your guns and your AK-47s. The real life revolution is you are what you eat. You are what you eat. You are, basically, it's about your mind. And when you free your mind from these foods and these addictions, then that's when you become a radical. That's when you become a real life revolutionary, when you go and then you try to go and help other people. So it's going to start with eating a good diet, and starting with that wheat is important. Don't sleep on it. Even, I mean, to the point, it's really up there with chicken, people. It's really up there with meat. Like, consuming the wheat is not good for you. It's really something that was made to, like, kind of like feed soldiers and stuff like that, and cattle, and just something quick to eat. That's why it was genetically modified and made for it. It was really never made to eat all the time. It's like the Navy bean. Like, the Navy bean is not the best bean to eat because it was a military bean. That's why it's called a Navy bean, because it was genetically modified to feed soldiers like quick food. It could grow anywhere in cold climates, just like wheat. Wheat grows anywhere, so it's quick food to get. It's readily available. That's why they promote it like that, people. So just start studying economics and you'll see why things are the way they are. The real conspiracy is money at the end of the day, and people greed. Not really money, but greed. And people being greedy and just and just too much, overabundance. It's like an overabundance of having to provide too much food, clothing, and shelter to the people, to where people don't want to produce their own quinoa and their own, you know what I'm saying, natural foods and stuff like that. They don't want to grow their own moringa. You know what I'm saying? Like I sell moringa on my website, but people can really grow their own moringa. And if you live in a tropical climate or warm enough climate, you can grow your own moringa. Order the seeds and grow it. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. You know me, I love talking about food and diet. So I hope you learned something about the wheat conspiracy. So until we meet again, I'll leave you in peace, love, and light. Okay.